Hi, Qreli smart apps are easy to build, just like Lego. Our brick equivalent is the step. For example, we have 2 steps in this app: your name and say hello. By default, Qreli apps will execute each step in order. So in this case, it will ask for your name and then it will say hello. In this app, we have more steps, and they are organized in groups that provide a logical skeleton for what we are trying to build. Note that some of these steps have 3 dots within squiggly parentheses. These are compute-only steps that don't collect or show any data. Note also that you can move around both steps and groups. This is very useful when building a larger app and you wish to test a section of it right away. You can also clone and delete each step, as well as transition to another step based on your needs. Great. Now let's look inside one of these steps. Before we show or collect any data, we prepare it. We add variables that calculate results as number, string, or API. The latter is to pull data from remote sources, as well as trigger actions on them. One thing to note is that we refer to these variables in a specific way, with the $sign and squiggly brackets, like so. Once defined, we can use our concepts anywhere in our app. On the step section, we add the elements we'll use to collect or display data, just like building a form you may already be familiar with. By dragging and dropping, you add elements to the page and set their properties on the right side. The 2 important things to note here are how your elements will be named on screen and how you will refer to them later in your app. The after section functions just like the before section, except that you can perform some calculations here after the user submitted their response. For example, you may wish to prepare some data to be used in the next section, the transition logic. This section lets you skip around in your app as needed, based on your conditions. Great. You will work on your app in the Flow tab of the Design section. There are other tabs in this section. Use the name for naming, as well as describing what your app does. The Style tab allows you to set the look and feel of your app, so it fits right along your existing design language. The Data tab contains any external sources you may use. You'll use the Test tab to check your app and make sure it performs as intended. For debugging purposes, you will see all the data your app uses on the right. Once happy with the test, it's time to make it live and deploy it to your existing website via embedding. If you don't have a website, or for simplicity's sake, you can distribute a direct link to your audience. You will see all the data collected and engagement metrics for your app when you click on the name of a live app from your dashboard. You will also see all the apps on your dashboard, as well as engagement metrics summarized across all of them. If at any time you get stuck, you may consult the built-in documentation by clicking on the red icon at the bottom right, or by clicking on the book icon at the top. You will find step-by-step instructions for the sample apps included in your account, so you may follow along. Now it's your turn. Click the plus button and build your first app. As a suggestion, try to build an app that asks users what kind of food they like to eat. Then, based on their selection, suggest an appropriate dessert or wine pairing. Later on, we'll connect to API sources and have a lot of fun. Good luck!